Picture this. The United States Congress, yes, the same people who can't agree on literally anything, suddenly discovered the one topic that could unite them: little green men. On July 26, 2023, grown adults in expensive suits gathered in a wood-paneled room in the Rayburn House office building to discuss, and I quote, non-human biologics. That's government speak for alien corpses, in case you were wondering. One lawmaker actually felt compelled to manage expectations, telling the audience, "We are not bringing little green men or flying saucers into the hearing. Sorry to disappoint about half of you all." Spoiler alert, they absolutely did both those things. Another congressman had to clarify for the record that they were discussing Tic Tac like the candy, not TikTok like the Chinese Communist app. I wish I was making this up. Welcome to the day Congress spent millions of dollars to officially confirm that some pilots saw weird stuff and nobody knows what it was. We could have fixed a bridge. We could have funded a school. Instead, we got government-sponsored fan fiction about alien corpses. Let's rewind, because you can't appreciate this beautiful disaster without understanding the 75-year foreplay that led to it. And trust me, what the government admitted in 1994 will make you question everything they've ever told you about UFOs. It all started in Roswell, 1947. July, to be specific, because apparently summer is alien season. The Army Air Force issued a press release saying they'd recovered a flying disc from a ranch. Newspapers went absolutely feral. "Flying saucer captured!" screamed the headlines. America collectively lost its mind for exactly 24 hours. Then the military said, "Oops, our bad, just a weather balloon." And everyone totally bought that explanation. Right, because that's definitely what you'd mistake for an alien spacecraft. Plot twist from 1994, 47 years later, because the government works on geological timescales, it actually was a cover-up, just not the sexy alien kind. It was Project Mogul, a top-secret program using high-altitude balloons to spy on Soviet nuclear tests. So the government lied about lying, but not about what everyone thought they were lying about. Your tax dollars at work, even in 1947. Then came the 1950s, the golden age of paranoia. July 1952. Again with July, radar blips and visual sightings over Washington, D.C. caused a national panic. UFOs were buzzing the White House and Capitol. The press called it the invasion of Washington. Fighter jets were scrambled. The Air Force's explanation? Temperature inversion. That's weatherman speak for the air got weird and made you see things. The radar operators who insisted they were tracking solid objects, clearly confused. Nothing to see here, citizens. Meanwhile, the Air Force was running Project Blue Book, their official UFO investigation program. From 1947 to 1969, they investigated 12,618 UFO sightings. After 22 years of rigorous investigation, their groundbreaking conclusion was, well, nothing. No threats, no aliens, no technology beyond modern science. 701 cases remained unexplained, which in government speak means, we have no idea but we're not saying aliens. They shut it down in December 1969, right after the moon landing, because apparently once we got to space and didn't find any aliens waiting for us, we just gave up. The official reason? Steadily decreasing defense budgets? Yes. In 1969, while spending billions on Vietnam and literally putting humans on the moon, the military couldn't spare pocket change to investigate UFOs. That's definitely the real reason. Fast forward through decades of civilian UFO hunters, Area 51 conspiracies, and the X-Files making everyone paranoid. Then December 2017 happens. And what the Pentagon was about to reveal would make every conspiracy theorist feel both vindicated and terrified. The New York Times, and I cannot stress this enough, the actual New York Times, not some blog called truthseekerpatriot.net, drops a bombshell. Glowing auras and black money, the Pentagon's mysterious UFO program. Turns out the Pentagon had been running a secret program called AATIP, the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program. Because nothing says, "We're investigating aliens," like a name that sounds like a tax form you forgot to file. This program was championed by Senator Harry Reid, who funneled $22 million to his billionaire buddy Robert Bigelow's aerospace company. Nothing suspicious there. Just good old-fashioned American democracy. But here's where it gets good. They released 3 Navy videos, actual U.S. military footage of something. In them, you can hear trained military pilots, people we trust with nuclear weapons, saying things like, "Look at that thing, dude," and "It's rotating." The Pentagon confirmed these videos were real, not fake, not weather balloons. Real videos of something. Suddenly, UFO got a rebrand. They're now UAP, unidentified anomalous phenomena. Because nothing legitimizes something like giving it a more boring name. It's like when your weird cousin Steve becomes Steven and gets a LinkedIn profile. By 2022, they even created the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, or AARO. Only the government could make UFO hunters sound like a department that handles insurance claims. Which brings us to July 26, 2023. Congress decides to hold a hearing with the catchy title Unidentified Anomalous Phenomena, Implications on National Security, Public Safety, and Government Transparency. But nobody was prepared for what was about to be said under oath. Not even the Congress people asking the questions. The witnesses were perfectly cast for this circus. David Grush, a former Air Force intelligence officer turned whistleblower. Think Edward Snowden, but for aliens. Commander David Fravor, the Navy pilot from the famous Tic Tac video. Basically, Top Gun meets the X-Files. Ryan Graves, another pilot who founded Americans for Safe Aerospace, which sounds like an insurance company but is actually about UFOs. Grush drops the first bomb. He claims, under oath, which supposedly means something, that the government has been running a multi-decade UAP crash retrieval and reverse engineering program. When Representative Nancy Mace asks if we have the bodies of the pilots, Grush responds with the phrase that launched 1,000 memes. Biologics came with some of these recoveries, yes. Mace, doing the Lord's work, presses, were they human or non-human biologics? Grush, with the calm of someone discussing quarterly earnings, non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge of the program I talked to. Non-human biologics, not aliens, not extraterrestrials, not even entities of unknown origin. Non-human biologics, like they're discussing a new type of yogurt. But here's the beautiful part. When asked for literally any proof, any names, any locations, Grush says he can only provide that in a SCIF, a sensitive compartmented information facility. It's like announcing you've discovered the cure for cancer, but the formula is classified. Sure, Congress can go look at it in a secure vault, but they can't tell us what they saw. We just have to trust that behind those classified doors, the most important discovery in human history is totally real. Commander Fravor describes his 2004 encounter with what he calls a 40-foot flying Tic Tac. It could hover in hurricane winds, then accelerate to hypersonic speeds instantly. When asked if they could have shot it down, he basically says it would have just teleported away like it was playing with cheat codes. Ryan Graves says these sightings are distressingly common. His colleagues were seeing UAPs pretty much daily during training exercises. Objects described as dark gray or black cubes inside of clear spheres. Because apparently aliens shop at IKEA's interdimensional outlet. But the real stars were the Congress members themselves. And wait until you hear what one of them did during potentially the most important hearing in human history. Representative Tim Burchett of Tennessee emerges as the main character we didn't know we needed. This man takes time during potentially the most important hearing in human history to 1. Clarify the Tic Tac versus TikTok situation. 2. Share that his daughter called him a boomer for the confusion. 3. Announce it's his wedding anniversary. 4. Make the joke that 9 years of marriage have been the best 2 years of his wife's life. He also declares we can't trust a government that doesn't trust its people, which is rich coming from, the government. Representative Anna Paulina Luna cites polls showing 2/3 of Americans believe the government is hiding UFO information. The other third presumably haven't been paying attention. What's truly remarkable is the bipartisan unity. Republicans and Democrats who can't agree on whether water is wet suddenly found common ground in demanding transparency about aliens. It's like watching cats and dogs team up because they both heard the can opener. The hearing ends, the world holds its breath, and America's reaction is absolutely nothing. Twitter exploded, sure. Memes everywhere. Baby Yoda sipping tea. Snooki live tweeting, "Yas, aliens, UFOs, let's go." The exact level of discourse the Founding Fathers envisioned. But the general public? One Washington Post headline captured it perfectly. Congress asks, "Are aliens real?" Many Americans respond, "Meh." One viral post summed up the mood. "Unless these aliens are going to stop inflation or lower rent, I suggest the Gov wrap this up ASAP." We've become so collectively exhausted that even potential alien disclosure gets a shrug. On the same day, there was news about a collapsed plea deal and a Senate leader's health scare. Real life didn't pause for aliens. The Pentagon's response was swift. No verifiable information to substantiate claims that any programs regarding the possession or reverse engineering of extraterrestrial materials have existed. Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick, head of AARO, called the hearing insulting to his team. He revealed that Grush, our star whistleblower, had refused multiple invitations to speak with the official UAP investigation office. The guy claiming the government is hiding aliens won't talk to the government office investigating aliens. Makes perfect sense. NASA released their own report in September 2023. Their conclusion? We did not find any evidence that UAP have an extraterrestrial origin. They appointed a director of UAP research because apparently we need a dean of alien studies now. Now, about those amazing Navy videos that started this whole circus. You might want to sit down for this, because what I'm about to tell you will make you question every blurry photo you've ever seen. Researcher Mick West has spent years analyzing them, and boy, does he have some disappointing news for the believers. The gimbal video showing a flying saucer, likely just infrared glare from a distant jet engine. The rotation, not the object turning, but the camera's gimbal system doing exactly what it's designed to do. Go fast? Not going fast at all. It's probably a balloon moving slowly at high altitude. The apparent speed is an optical illusion called parallax. Your brain got tricked by perspective. The famous Tic Tac? While Fravor's testimony remains compelling, the video itself shows the camera switching between zoom modes and losing lock. Not exactly Independence Day material. So what have we learned from this magnificent circus? We learned that Congress can actually work together, as long as the topic is completely divorced from reality. Democrats and Republicans found unity in chasing flying saucers. World peace might be achievable if we just convince them it's aliens' idea. We learned that non-human biologics is apparently how we're describing aliens now, because 2023 needed its own contribution to bureaucratic nonsense. Can't wait for carbon-based visitors or alternatively originated personnel. We learned that extraordinary claims still require extraordinary evidence. And trust me, bro, I'll show you in a classified setting where you can't tell anyone what you saw doesn't quite cut it. That's not how science works. That's not how anything works. But mostly, we learned something about ourselves. We're a society so saturated with chaos that even the government might have alien bodies barely moves the needle. We've achieved peak apocalypse fatigue. The aliens could land on the White House lawn tomorrow and we'd be like, but how does this affect my commute? The truth is, this hearing wasn't really about aliens. It was about us. Our need for wonder in an increasingly mundane dystopia. Our distrust of institutions that have lied to us before, and our desperate hope that somewhere out there, someone has their shit together more than we do. Even if that someone has tentacles. Look, I'm not saying aliens don't exist. The universe is incomprehensibly vast. Statistically, we're probably not alone. But if aliens have been visiting Earth and crashing their intergalactic Ubers in the desert, they're really bad at their jobs. These beings supposedly mastered faster-than-light travel, navigated across billions of miles of space, found our tiny blue dot in an infinite cosmos, and then crashed into New Mexico? That's like successfully navigating across the entire Pacific Ocean using the stars, then sinking your ship in the harbor while trying to park. And if they've been watching us, watching how we handled this hearing, how we can't even agree on basic facts, how we turn everything into a partisan circus, they're probably keeping their distance. The UFO hearing of 2023, proof that we'll believe anything except that our problems are our own fault. At least the memes were good. So what do you think? Are we alone in the universe, or are the aliens just really good at hiding from us? And more importantly, if aliens landed tomorrow, what would it take for you to actually care? Leave a comment below. I need to know we haven't completely lost our capacity for wonder. And if you want more breakdowns of humanity's most spectacular failures at the intersection of science, technology, and common sense, like and subscribe. The algorithm demands engagement, and I demand witnesses to this madness. Next week, we're diving into another story that proves we're living in the weirdest timeline. You won't want to miss it, or maybe you will. I don't judge.
Satire.